This time around, Jackson McGrath joins me in the 2AY studio to head off on another journey, which is perhaps a familiar surname for plenty of people in Albury-Wodonga, Jackson, because, well, first of all, welcome.
Thank you for having me, appreciate it.
And second of all, a long-standing name in hospitality in Albury-Wodonga.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Mum and Dad have had a long career in many businesses here, but everyone sort of knows the main ones, which is Canaan Cuisine and Simply Fed, D Deli, which has taken them over the span of 30 years. So yeah, I've always been in hospitality, and the name is pretty solid.
And the poppy seed dressing, the McGrath's my favourite dressing.
Yeah.
It's always a bottle in the fridge.
It's the story of my life. It's yeah, my name's pretty much poppy seed dressing.
So yourself and your brother Jesse
Yep.
started something else that has quickly become popular.
Yep.
I'm sure it didn't happen quickly in your mind, but if you walk past the car park end of City Walk Arcade these days, there's plenty of people chowing down into a salad at Green Street.
Yeah.
How did that business idea come about?
As you said, it was a long time coming. We've been in McGrath Fine Foods for 10 years now, going around to markets, doing tastings at local IGAs, Arnold's, all supporting local, and it did grow quite quickly. But we found ourselves sort of getting to a level where, is it where we wanted to go? We're pretty happy with, it's a fresh product. You don't want to bastardize a product. So, we wanted to make sure that we were doing the right thing. That wasn't the right thing by the product. We didn't want to give it to the supermarkets. So we thought, what can we do? We want to get back into food. Mum and Dad obviously are always in food, so we thought, let's do food. Let's put our dressings on food. Let's do what we're good at. And we came up with the idea of doing a burger truck, like everyone else. So we started there about 4 years ago. I was living in Melbourne at the time doing the sales for the McGrath Fine Foods. And we started to test buns, started to test, different ingredients and all that sort of stuff. And from there, it just started to develop into, what we know we were better at, and that's probably salads, because we do a salad dressing. And we just started, throwing things at the wall to see what stuck, and we really got stuck into it. During the winter periods, it was a bit slower at McGrath Fine Foods. It gave us the ability to do some research and development into what we actually wanted to make and what the menu might look like. So that's sort of where it started, and it quickly developed into what's now Green Street over the last 2 years.
And it is popular. I tried it the first time. Forgive me for being slow. I tried it probably about 2 months ago now, and I was like, what a great idea. You go in, you pick what good nutrients you want off the menu, and away you go.
Yeah.
You've recently, or you're in the process of replicating that success at the moment. Is that right? Tell us a bit about that.
So it's in the pipeline at the moment. We started this journey doing one shop and making sure that shop was a good, stable shop for Albury, where we grew up. We wanted to really consolidate our brand in Albury, which is what we have achieved in the last 18 months. So going forward, we want to replicate it, and we think that going up to a warmer climate, which is Brisbane, might suit the salad lovers a bit more, and all year round. So at the moment, we're up there having a look around and seeing if we can get something started.
So what's the plan? Is it, are you thinking franchises? Are you thinking of multiplying what you do so they're all your own stores? Or
so
run them? Or?
We don't really want to go down the franchise model at this stage. Obviously, things change as you go forward. But at this stage, we set out to have 5 good shops in 5 years. And that's still what we're planning to do. The biggest thing is we don't want to lose any form of quality. We want to make sure the food is the way it was on day dot. Every shop needs to be the same. Along with food comes a culture, and we are big on a culture. There's no reason that someone can't come to our shop and not only have a good, nutritious meal, but also, why can't we turn their day around? They could have had a terrible day in the morning, just coming in, socialising with people in the line. The line is the best and the worst thing for the shop. Getting everyone interacting with each other is our main goal, and the culture is huge for us as well as the food.
So having grown up in Albury-Wodonga yourself, what are the fond memories of Albury-Wodonga? Just to establish a business here, but obviously still come back from time to time.
Yeah, absolutely. Albury-Wodonga is a great place to grow up. There's so much going on. Me being a sport lover, I was always playing water polo, always playing AFL. Pretty much anything I could get my hands on, really. Growing up, I was very sport related. So had a great time. met so many people along the way, and I've only just recently moved away to Brisbane, so I'm still here, for 2 weeks every month, just back and forth. And Jesse, my brother's obviously at this one, making sure it's going well. But we both had such a great time growing up, and made so many contacts, and by doing that, we were sort of confident we knew what we're doing when it came to Albury with food, and we had a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, well, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Now, how do you think other people would describe you if we said, "Oh, Jackson McGrath, what's he like?"
Good at making salad dressings, probably. No, pretty easy going, easy to talk to. I love to socialise. I love to have a chat. I love to network. I love to go to every event I can possibly go to meet new people and to hear other people's stories as well. Because growing your own business, you can only do it with your own. You can't do it with your thoughts alone. You need everyone else's input to get or to curve you to where you need to go. So that's a big part. I think probably approachable and relaxed.
You mentioned probably a good salad dressing maker. Yeah. Why salad dressings? What brought that about?
Well, I can't take the credit for the salad dressings. That was Mum and Dad. Dad was a fantastic chef. He knew exactly what he was doing. It was probably later on in his career. He didn't want to be in those chef hours as much as he was, and he had this fantastic salad dressing. The poppy seed dressing. So he sort of thought, what can I do with it? He started bottling it, little Chinese containers, selling them for $5 at Simply Fed, which quickly turned, 5 of them a week turned into 20 of them a week, turned into 50. All of a sudden he's buying pallets of bottles to sell out of that shop. So the writing was on the wall with the dressing. Obviously he had a demand for it. So Jesse and I thought, Jesse came on before I did, but we've both thought, we're passionate about this and we want to help the family business. We jumped on board and took on that, which eventuated into salads. We just took it a bit further.
Next step.
Yeah.
So how do you're looking at multiple sites for what you do. I'd imagine the seasons, the readily available product and what have you in different states and different parts of Australia. Yeah. Is that a bit of a challenge with your business?
It is. You've always got your challenges. We see that as the best part of our business. We have set out to sort of disrupt the food industry. A lot of fast food is not great for you. So we're trying to get people's perception to think, fast food doesn't have to be bad food. You can have a healthy, satisfying, nutritious meal at the same speed as what you can get from McDonald's or KFC. And that's what we have been able to achieve here. The beauty of what we have done is we've created a seasonal menu that changes not only from season to season, but also location to location. So, being up in Queensland is very different to being down here. What's available up there is different at the same time as what's available here. So we need to adapt the menus to change to suit people, the climate, and all that sort of thing. And our menu allows that, which is we've put a lot of work into that. It actually takes the stress off it a little bit by being able to change.
Tell me, are you a vegetarian or vegan or something?
I've done it all. Yeah, I'm not anything. Like obviously owning your own food business, you need to try the food. Like you can't be vegan if you own a place that sells meat. But in saying that, during the process of creating Green Street, I went vegan. I was vegetarian. I was, gluten free. I tried everything to be able to take my hat off and put another one on and see, without this, does this meal work and etc. But I'm not anything, but I can be whatever. Yeah, I'd probably prefer a balanced diet, and that's why that is balanced. It's quite big. All of our meals, they're quite large, but they're all balanced. So everything's got something in it for someone's diet. At the moment, there's no nutritional information that people can see, but we've had it all made and we're about to release it for everyone to have a look at. And it's pretty incredible what the bowls actually hold in terms of daily nutrients of what's recommended and what's needed. So
there you go. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
That's to improve.
Yeah.
So you've been taste testing for years, trying all these different diet. What do you do with your spare time? Is exercise in there still somewhere? You said sport's good in Albury Wodonga. How are you going in Brisbane?
Yeah, definitely. I love exercise. Sometimes I can't do it as much as I'd like, and that depends on what's going on with the business, but I always try and find an hour a day to be able to do some form of exercise. Without it, there wouldn't be any energy. So going to Brisbane was a bit harder because you have to find that. I had a pretty good year going to F45 and going to Brisbane, had to develop that relationship and find where I want to go, what I want to do, and also me being me, I like to network. So I think about where I can go to be able to meet as many people as I possibly can.
How important's that been for your business growth, you think, networking? Let's talk about it for a second.
Huge, absolutely massive. I don't think we would be where we are today without networking, and that's not just from Green Street, that's from McGrath Fine Foods in the last 10 years. Everywhere we go, every new shop we get, you're always constantly learning, you're meeting new people. And even to talk about McGrath Fine Foods for a second, when we're doing the sales at McGrath Fine Foods, you'd be doing a demo at a supermarket next to someone else that's in the exact same situation as you, selling sausages or whatever it is, who they have their own story, and you can take so much out of it if you just listen, and they have a contact that can help you do this or do that, and then you just follow that path. And it's been huge for us. We've got so many contacts around Australia from that.
What's the greatest bit of advice for either business or personal that you think you can sort of apply to those sorts of situations?
I got some advice. It would have been first couple of weeks of opening Green Street, when I was exhausted, was you can always find time for what you want to do. Don't ever think that you can't. So you get to a point and you think, I just want to go to sleep. But if you love it, you can keep going. Just keep going. It's all about mindset, and that did help. And Jesse and I were punching some long hours when we first started. I mean, he was in the kitchen by himself, and I was pretty much out the front with a few people when we first opened those doors. And now we've got 35 staff, 6 in the kitchen, and the rest out the front. But we were doing some long hours, and there's some times there you think, what am I doing? But that advice came at the right time, I suppose. So, that was a big help.
Do you get into philosophical sort of quotes or sayings or anything? Are there any of those?
I do, but I forget them. I love good ones, but I definitely forget them.
Is there anything you could tell me now that perhaps nobody would realise about you?
Oh, I don't have a thyroid.
Huh.
Yeah, I was born without a thyroid. So, in terms of diet, that's why I like to try new diets out. Obviously, your thyroid regulates absolutely every hormone in your body, so diet's a big thing. And I don't have thyroid, so
you're born without one.
Yeah, no tissue whatsoever.
Huh.
Yeah,
there's a fact. Is that that's not a party trick though, is it? Is that one the icebreaker when you're networking?
I can't quite take the thyroid out. It's a bit hard.
Clearly, you got a good sense of humour as well, so that's probably part of the success. What do you consider to be your biggest achievement in life so far? I know we had hoped to have Jesse here with you, but this, in hospitality, the way it works out, he's not here.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Do you share these successes together? You built them, very much together.
Yeah, absolutely. Jesse and I have a great relationship. We argue like cats and dogs all the time, but that's to find the path of which we're going. And when we get to that little stepping stone of what we set out, we always have a good celebration together and make sure we enjoy the journey as we go, which is important. I'd have to say Green Street's greatest achievement. It's blown us out of the water. We were quite confident it would be a good solid business in Albury. We've seen a lot of businesses in Albury, and so hospitality is a very hard industry to be in. Hairline margins and all that sort of thing, you got to really make sure you're on top of it. But for the support that we've received from Albury Wodonga is just absolutely incredible. We never thought we would have a line out the door for 4 hours a day. Like, we'd never thought in our wildest dreams that would happen. We thought we'd have 100 people in there max a day. But it's been incredible. Been absolutely incredible.
And has that changed your business modelling and how you are looking at that second store?
Absolutely. We're constantly changing our minds. Jesse will throw a spanner in the works when we think we have it right. He'll throw in a spanner, and I'll be like, we've just got it right. Why are you doing this? But it's always for a reason, and I'll do the same. And as annoying as it is, it's always to further the business and to make something a little bit better. Because with the Green Street in Albury, as soon as we opened those doors, we realised what was wrong in terms of layout and in terms of getting people meals in half an hour lunch break when there's a line out the door. It's a tough gig, and especially for our staff, it's great that we have such enthusiastic and good staff, because if he didn't, we'd be in a hell of a trouble. Yeah.
Let's talk about staff for a second. How do you make sure you have got good staff? Where do you find them?
It's a constant battle. In saying that, it's a constant battle having to always train. It's not here's your position, good luck. We're talking about people's dietary requirements here, so they need to know everything that's in the salads. They need to know everything that's in the dressings. I mean, we have 300 ingredients in the shop, so they need to know what everything is, what meals are gluten-free, what meals are dairy-free, contain this, contain that. They need to know it, otherwise people can get really sick. So this getting people is a fun part for us. We like to have good interviews and making sure we have a bit of fun with them. The hardest part is putting people in the place and making sure they're being trained properly, because that, if someone's training them, they need to make sure they're training them in the right way, following the systems. Otherwise, if 10% of it's missed, it can be really bad for the person having the meal, and not just in dietary requirements. I'm talking about serviceability too. You need to make sure everyone's having a great time in the store.
So how do you ensure that? Is that more
systems,
hands-on for you? Or?
Systems, yeah. It's developing systems to make sure that whether I'm doing it, whether the store manager's doing it, whether Jesse's doing it, it's all done the same and it's all ticked off and everyone's competent. Otherwise, if there's nothing to follow, then something's going to get missed. And that's been hard for us. We've only been open 18 months now, but the first year, Jesse and I didn't have time to scratch ourselves, let alone put a system in place. We were just doing it all ourselves. So this last 6 months has been trying to get a foundation in place to be able for other people to be able to follow and not have to ask me everything all the time. And even though I'm a bit of a stickler for detail, I like to make sure if I have a staff member that I want to invest in, I try and invest in all my staff members. I want to make sure I'm doing it all. As sending them on their way and showing them, letting them show me what they can do instead of micromanaging everything.
Now, you mentioned earlier on that yourself and your brother Jesse, can argue, and it's usually, I guess, that robust discussion that gets you to the perfect outcome.
Yep.
Have you had to face tough decisions so far in these early years, or even months, we could say, of Green Street? Yeah,
there's always tough decisions coming up. I think it's a constant with hospitality, is tough decisions, because things change. You're dealing with a lot of people every day. Things change quite quickly, and you've got to make sure you've got the right systems in place to be able to, prove something or to be able to grow or whatever it is. You've got to make sure that you have the systems in place. But there's always going to be tough decisions going forward. There's, at the moment, being in a different city, a new challenge. It's quite a large city in Brisbane, and there's a lot of new legalities that I've got to learn and then overcome. There's different rents, all that sort of thing. So there's always challenges, always. Yeah, and there always will be.
Best decision you've ever made can be with Green Street, can be personally?
Marrying my wife, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well played. Yeah, well played.
Yeah. then Green Street.
Then Green Street close. What did you think you were going to do growing up as a kid? Most of us were going to be the firefighter or the pilot or the astronaut. Yeah. Did you ever think you were going to be the salad dressing man that has a salad store? Yeah,
the perfect salad man. I'd be lying if I didn't say I wanted to be an AFL player. I'm sure most people that grow up playing football want to play AFL, but yeah, I think probably something to do with sport. As a young kid, definitely. I was a pretty strong swimmer. When I was young, I then got sick of swimming with my head below the water and listening to my own thoughts 10 times a week, so gave that up and started water polo. But later in life, as I went through high school, I actually went more towards the nutrition side of it and the, not the medical side of it, but that health path. And I actually studied myotherapy at RMIT in Melbourne, so I was down there for that. So I suppose that sort of put me in the path of going down physiotherapy, osteo, one of those ones. Wanted to get back into the family business after it, and I did.
Here you are.
Here I am.
Still
doing it. Yeah. Yeah.
The benefit of hindsight, it's clear, it's 20/20 vision looking back. Is there any advice you would have given yourself as a younger person?
It's a good question. I suppose there is advice, but my personality is just sort of a bull at a gate. Just try and make opportunities arise. So in that sense, I wouldn't really change it, even though I have made mistakes in the past. If I didn't make the mistakes, I probably wouldn't have, done what I've done today. So probably not one thing.
I guess you probably wouldn't change your journey then, listening to that either. You're happy with how you've sort of
there's little things that you think, oh, maybe I could have gone further in my career as a myotherapist, or maybe I could have done this, or maybe I could have done that. But at the end of the day, I love what I do. So if I had have done any of that, I probably wouldn't have been where I am today. So I love Green Street. I love what it's become. I love what it represents. And I love that we've got the ability to sort of put a dent in the food market in Australia, not just Albury, but Australia, like really showing people that, transparency is huge in food. You got to know where your food's coming from. You got to know what your food is. It's got to be fresh. It's got to be tasty. It's got to be satisfying. It's got to be all these things in one little bowl. So that's what we take pride in, and that's what we really want to keep pushing, is that. And we don't want to go away from that at all. We want to make sure it's just always going to be Green Street is Green Street. You know what you're going to get.
If you could be anywhere in the world tomorrow, don't worry about money or anything, where would you be? Who would you have with you?
I just got back from the Maldives, so I would have said there probably, but with my wife on a honeymoon. But I'm going to say Monaco. I'll say Monaco at the F1 with friends and family.
And a yacht.
And a yacht, yeah.
Yeah.
Yacht's part and parcel, isn't it? Yeah.
Same with Monaco.
If there's no yacht, there's no Monaco, as far as I'm concerned.
If there was to be a movie made about your wife, who would you like to play you? This could be one of your next interview questions when you're recruiting your staff.
Oh, gee, who knows? Who's the guy from Ghostbusters?
Which one?
A young Bill Murray.
A young Bill Murray.
Young Bill Murray. Yeah.
And the soundtrack, is it the Ghostbusters soundtrack?
Yeah,
or is it?
chuck that in. Yeah. With a bit of French Prince of Bel-Air.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me, Jackson McGrath, and Green Street. Obviously, if anyone hasn't checked it out in City Walk, and maybe one day soon when they're visiting Brisbane, they'll see it there as well.
Yeah.
And good to hear that your proud local ties haven't changed, and the fact that you are appreciative of the support that you've been given from the Albury community. So thanks so much for your time.
Oh, no worries. Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.